Guys, I have compiled information from 4 different wars with 6 different clans involved to find out what is the strongest and best top 3 attacks at Town Hall 12 right now. And I gotta tell you, I was super surprised by the findings on this. And we're gonna do this 2 different top 3 lists right alongside each other. First of all, I'm gonna go the top 3 by the numbers. And this is number 3 by the numbers, Electron Lavaloon. All right, this thing has proven a lot more effective. I did not even think it was going to be on this list, but after we do the number 3 for by the numbers, what are the strongest 3 attacks? Immediately after this number 3, we're gonna do what do I think the number 3 attack is right now. And trust me, I've got justifications for all this stuff. This is not just guesswork. This is all very well thought out, guys. Electron Lavaloon, number 3 by the numbers. Granted, these wars are all pretty competitive wars and clans that play in league wars. If you're not playing in competitive league wars, this attack is not going to be as effective for you as it is for these other clans. The reason being, in league wars, we see a lot of Hound CCs, a lot of Ice Golem CCs, and when you do an Electron Lavaloon attack correctly or a Sui Lavaloon attack correctly, that means you don't even have to deal with that CC at all, or at most, look at this, we got an Ice Golem and a Valkyrie coming right out, and they are not going to do a single bit of damage to those loons, to those minions, to those hounds, nothing, alright? But if you're in more of an average clan, this is not going to be your number 3. This clan is meant to take advantage of hounds and Ice Golems inside of enemy clan castles. God, this base is annihilated. Darth Vader just took this thing out so hard. And like I said before, I was very surprised that this attack was in there by the numbers as one of the top 3. In fact, it was tied with the one that I have in mind for number 1 on this top 3 list. Beautiful hit by Darth Vader. Electron Lavaloon, number 3. Town Hall 12 attack strat. Now, guys, it's time for my number 3 on my top 3 list. What is going to be coming in as Queen Charge Lavaloon. All right, very obvious from the numbers and from what I'm seeing that Lavaloon belongs on this list. But there is no way we can ignore Queen Charge Lavaloon, especially with the addition of the Super Wall Breaker. It just made Queen Charge Lavaloon that much easier and that much more accessible for everyone. It's always been a very strong attack strategy for those skilled enough to use it, and it continues to be a very strong attack strategy for those who are skilled enough to use it. Look at this, Queen charging into that Queen right now. That's one of the things you want to take a look at on Queen Charge Lavaloon. That enemy Archer Queen, the defensive Queen, is very devastating to balloons, so you want to be sure to try and take her out as part of your Queen Charge portion. Now look at this, man. One thing you got to watch out for these loons. First of all, you're going to need the skill, and you're going to need to kill air targeting troops in the CC. Look at this. He used a single loon to draw this CC, and we have 1 baby dragon coming over for the queen kill. That means he's going to be able to ignore anything else that's in that CC. Whatever didn't come out with that loon was probably either a hound or 2 ice golems, and he's going to be able to just completely ignore those because the Lavaloon portion of the attack is not going to pull them. Now, aside from being a very strong attack, these loons are weak to that Town Hall blast. So if you're not queen charging this Town Hall down as part of your queen charge, then you have to make sure to save that Grand Warden ability for the Town Hall. There's just a couple ways you can get around that, like sending a Stone Slammer directly at a Town Hall, but even then, usually there's too many defenses close for that to work. Now look at this, we got that Lavaloon coming in on the right hand side, Stone Slammer leading right into an air defense, max loons coming out of that Stone Slammer. Look at this beautiful pathing that we have directly over into the Town Hall. It's another thing that you want to be sure of. If you're not going to queen charge the Town Hall, make sure that you have some very clear loon pathing to it. It's got a ton of HP, so you want to be sure you can get enough loons on it to get it down quickly. Look at that Rage was absolutely perfect, making sure that those loons got that Town Hall down with 1 drop. Also that Grand Warden ability, it might have only caught maybe a third or half of his loons, but it caught the important ones, the ones that took care of that Town Hall blast, the ones that otherwise would have died. And guys, this base is annihilated. So my number 3 on the top 3 list is going to be Queen Charge Lavaloon. Absolutely. Next up, guys, we have number 2 on the top 3 list according to the numbers, and I've got to say I was shocked by the placement of this, and that's going to be the Queen Charge Hybrid attack strategy. All right, whether you're using a Siege Barracks or a Yeti Bomb, which we'll be showing a little bit later on in this video, Either way, it's very, very strong and a super versatile attack strategy, all right? Look at that composition. We've got about half hogs, half miners. Sometimes I like to vary that a little bit, maybe a few more miners than hogs, but really it depends on the base, guys. Now, this is using the strength of the hogs at Town Hall 12. Those level 9 hogs, they got a 2-level boost at Town Hall 12. No other troop got that at Town Hall 12, and that's why they are so strong. They're combining the strength of those level 9 hog riders with the versatility of miners. Make no mistake, miners are the most versatile troop inside the game of Clash of Clans. They can kill town halls without weathering the blast at Town Hall 12, Town Hall 13. They do not get caught in tornado traps whatsoever, and that affects you from Town Hall 11 up, and they have no problem killing enemy heroes like hogs and loons do. So that's why they are the most versatile attack strategy from right at the point that you get them, all right? Miners are super versatile. When you can combine the versatility of the miners with the strength of the hogs, we get the number 2 attack by the numbers hybrid attack strategy. Look at that. He queen charged that town hall. He killed the enemy CC. He's going to have to pop his ability to deal with that enemy queen. She's nice value, but on a hybrid, you don't have to kill her with the queen charge. You really just don't. The miners can take care of it. Granted, if you can queen charge her and you're getting other value, like, you know, Town Hall was great value, CC was great value, pathing was great value for this attack strategy, all things that you want to look at. Then getting the queen was just a bonus. Like I said, not necessary, but you're definitely going to save the life 4 or 5 of your hogs by getting her taken out with that queen charge portion of the attack. And look at this, man. That queen went down, but her healers survived. Unfortunately, they decided they want to heal the king and his barbarians while they're stuck on a wall, rather than miters and hogs that are facing an onslaught from the rest of the defenses in this base. Oh, I love that Grand Warden ability right there, catching him right through the tail end of that bomb tower blast. Ladies and gentlemen, we have got a triple hybrid attack strategy. Very strong, very versatile, very user friendly. So aside from being all those things, guys, this one is easier to learn, easier to get 3 stars with than Queen Charge Lavaloon, easier to take care of than Queen Charge Hogs. So that easiness, that versatility is going to always ensure it a very high place on any of these top 3 lists. Now, guys, my number 2 on my list is going to be Queen Charge Hog Riders, okay? Like I mentioned once before, Hogs got that double level increase at Town Hall 12. I talked about last attack how strong Hogs are, all right? And they are, man. In my book, they are the strongest troop at Town Hall 12. But why do I have them at my number 2 if I just said they're the strongest troop? And that is also easy. Even though they're incredibly strong, Hogs by nature are weak to certain things, including enemy heroes. It's not just the queen you have to worry about, although you definitely have to worry about her. The enemy barbarian king will affect those hogs as well. The hogs focus in at 100% on the defenses, which is great for getting those defenses down, but they're going to get beat up by the enemy heroes the whole way unless you get them taken out, all right? If you're going to do a queen charge hog attack, there's some value you have to get. One of those things is the enemy queen. You have to take her out. Another one of those things you have to take out is any sort of damage-dealing CC in the enemy CC, and that even includes things all the way down to like ice golems, because they're ground troops. They will go after and target the hogs. While they might not slow them down very soon, they will eventually slow them down at the wrong time. So you got to take out the enemy queen. You got to take out the enemy CC. Aside from that, you have to create some pathing, and you have to grab some other big-time value. Now, as far as other big-time value, I would go with either the Town Hall or the Eagle Artillery with that charge as well. Pick one or the other, but the beautiful thing about Queen Charge and the Town Hall is the fact that you don't have to worry about saving your Grand Warden ability just for the Town Hall. Not only that, but if less than 50% of the base is taken down and nothing else has hit the Town Hall, Hogs will not even target it because it has not been woken up as a defense yet. So if you try to do a Queen Charge Hog attack, even though they're really strong, and you start on that Town Hall without bringing an Earthquake to wake it up, the Hogs are just going to blow right past it. By the time they eventually have to backtrap for it, it's going to split up your troops and cause a fail. So Queen Charge in the Town Hall is a good idea. Either that or waking it up with an Earthquake so the Hogs recognize it and get it taken out early, or ending on the Town Hall. Honestly, if he would have done this raid and he wouldn't have got that Town Hall down with the Queen Charge, he could have ended his Hogs on it, because by the time they were rounding up the last of the defenses, like they are right here, look, 84% of this base is already down. That Town Hall would have been activated and the Hogs would have gone to target directly to it. However, he would have had to save his Grand Warden ability through that entire section of defenses there, so probably would have still ended on a fail, alright? So that being said, guys, Hog Riders, in my book, are the strongest troop at Town Hall 12, but there's a lot of things that you have to consider to make an attack work with them. If you take care of those enemy heroes, and you're very mindful about that Town Hall, making sure that it's activated, making sure that you have your Warden ability through the Town Hall Blast, then this is probably going to be the strongest attack strategy there is. But because of those limiting factors, it did not make it as my #1 attack. Friends, that brings us up to, by the numbers, by the statistics, the #1 Town Hall 12 attack strategy, which is going to be Queen Charge Hog Riders. Okay, if you're going by the book, you're going by the numbers, this was way out in front of every other attack strategy. Between those 4 wars I looked at, 6 different clans worth of attacks in there. Town Hall 12 triples, this was by far the most triples at 7. The next closest by the numbers were Hybrid at 5 and Electro and Lavaloon also at 5. So by the numbers, man, these Hog Riders are strong, guys, and I've been telling you over like the last Hybrid that we showed, the last Queen Charge Hogs, why I think that is. But look at this, guys. Look at this Queen Charge right here, man. He took out that Queen nice and early. That's one of the things that we talked about in the last, and you're going to have to do that if you're going to be successful with this attack. He's also drawn this CC out. He's going to be taking care of that with the Queen Charge as well. That's the other thing that we talked about as being absolutely essential to having success with Queen Charge Hog Riders. Now also, look, the Eagle Artillery is also down, just like we talked about in that last attack. Pick one or the other. Either get rid of that Eagle on the Queen Charge or get rid of the Town Hall. Now watch this, man. When he gets up to that Town Hall, that's where he's going to be saving that Grand Warden ability for. Now, I gotta mention, alright, if you gotta freeze and you gotta heal and your Hogs are full health, when that Town Hall blast goes off, they can survive. But 9 out of 10 times, it's going to be an easier, safer bet to use that Grand Warden ability to keep them invincible from that blast, because if their health is just a little bit down below 0, maybe a fifth or a quarter of their health gone, they will not survive that Town Hall 12 blast. And boom, all the things that we talked about in that last attack of the Queen Charge Hogs on how to be successful with it is all things that my buddy No Surrender took care of right here. Charged the Queen, charged the CC, killed those as part of the charge. He cut out a chunk of the base so he had nice pathing. He also took down the Eagle Artillery. Like I said, you don't have to, but you're going to want to choose one or the other. Either take down the Town Hall with the Queen Charge or take down the Eagle Artillery with the Queen Charge, and you can be successful. So by the numbers, the #1 Town Hall 12 attack strategy, kind of surprising to me, but not really, because I know how strong those Hog Riders are. It shouldn't have been as big of a surprise. Now, guys, up for my #1 Town Hall 12 attack strategy, and I'll tell you why. Ladies and gentlemen, in my book, by my reckoning, Hybrid is still my #1 Town Hall 12 attack strategy. Now, I've admitted, and I will continue to admit, that Hog Riders are stronger than Miners, but using them as part of this attack is part of what makes this so strong. So yes, I honestly believe Queen Charge Hog Riders is stronger than Queen Charge Hybrid attack. However, Queen Charge Hybrid is so much more forgiving. It is so much easier to pull off. There are so many less objectives that you absolutely have to get. That's why it is #1 in my book. It's just that much more versatile, okay? The Miners can take out the enemy heroes. The Miners can take out the Town Hall. So the versatility of the Miners plus the strength of the Hogs is my #1 Town Hall 12 attack strategy. It's going to be a lot more easy for anybody to pull off. Now, if you're a pro and you got mad skills and you know how to work those Queen Charge Hogs, and by all means, stick to it, because it's going to be your strongest attack strategy. For everybody else is looking for one attack that they can really get good at and use on the widest variety of bases, I'm going to recommend Queen Charge Hybrid attack strategy. Only things that you have to take out with this attack strategy are going to be value, but you get to choose it, create some good pathing in there, and kill that enemy CC. Other than that, man, the Hybrid can take care of the rest. It's not like Queen Charge Lavaloon or Queen Charge Hogs, where you really have to kill, at the very least, the enemy defensive queen to be successful. Miners can take her out just fine. The miners are not affected by the tornado trap. They're going to be able to kill the heroes. They can even weather a Town Hall blast with no Grand Warden ability because they go back underground before it goes off. So if you had to burn your Grand Warden ability earlier in the attack for some reason, that Town Hall's still up, as long as you get a heal and or a freeze, you still have a good chance of taking down that Town Hall with the miners that are left, and then still having miners left to clean up the base. That versatility plus the strength is what keeps it at the #1 spot in my eyes, in my book, at Town Hall 12. And KT, leader of the Royal Redcoats, Clint, I've been a member of since I was a new Town Hall 7, showing us how to get it done on this one. Friends, on your screen right now, in the middle, if you're not subscribed to my channel yet, click that button in the middle, subscribe to the channel. If you're already a subscriber, check out one of my other videos on the screen. Check those out. We'll keep hanging out. I'll see you in the next video.